Hi. So I will be talking about my showcase for educational technology. So kind of like what my groupmate I decided to do. My groupmate was Emily Thomas, and we decided to do a Google Classroom. Specifically because we both growing up used Google Classroom um, in every single class. So we decided it would be a good application to do since, we could definitely be possibly using it for our future classrooms. Um, it's kind of like the design of Google is actually really, really cool. It's incredibly appropriate for the classroom. We got to kind of choose like whatever we wanted. So we decided that we really wanted, we both are girls, and so we like the color purple, so we decided purple. And then the picture up here at the top, we kind of got to decide, and we, as much as we wanted to do like a book or something, we were like, these bubbles look cooler, so we're gonna use that. The cool thing is that we got to decide like our title and everything, so that was really awesome. Um, so what we kind of decided to do, well, I guess like our topic is figurative language and literary devices. So with that, we've been kind of doing it all throughout the semester. And when people took our quiz earlier at the beginning of the year, we they needed remediation. So this is kind of like what we did about our students needing remediation over figurative language and literary devices. So how it kind of goes is like top to bottom. Obviously our directions are at the top. Well, it goes not top to bottom, bottom to top. And so at the bottom we have our videos, then we go to worksheets, then we have a discussion board, and then we have our quiz. So that's really nice, but like starting with the videos, it was super easy to just upload from YouTube. And when we decided these videos, we decided we were going to do something more of a good example, and then the next one, be something more fun. So this is kind of like how each student, well, it's how each literary device is there. So it kind of goes through figurative language and each literary device. It's only 4 minutes long, and you can easily not even just like show it to the classroom, but you can show it to everyone, and like they can watch it themselves, from their own home. And then this is another example of figurative language in movies. So with that, we get to see different types of movies, and they're all relevant and appropriate for the classroom, just because it talks about things that students are interested in. So it's a huge engagement, like in their learning and stuff. So that's incredibly nice. Um, and then after that, then we go into the 3 different worksheets, which were incredibly easy to make because you were able to just like make a Google Doc of it and then just transfer the Google Doc onto the classroom, or you could just make the Google Doc through the classroom. So that was so helpful. And so our first one's just super simple. It's kind of definitions and examples. We did something like this earlier, but it's a great way to kind of like have each student know what the definitions are and just kind of go through it again. Not only can you just go through it as a teacher, but then they can individually do it themselves, which is fabulous. And then the next thing is the second worksheet. I'm in the library right now. With identifying figurative language and poetry. And so with this, our instructions are read the lines of poetry, and then each line is separated by a little slash, and then identify the figurative language and figure out what it is trying to mean, and then write the meaning in the line below. The music played out loud. This is like very, very simple. It's a little bit more difficult than what we've been doing earlier, just because I thought we were going through remediation, to still have a basis of what's going on, and they also have like the directions anyways online. Well, not the directions, but definitions, right on the worksheet above. So, and the last worksheet is probably the most difficult one of all. It's figures of speech, and we have the definitions right here for each student to know. And it says label each stem using the 7 figures of speech found above, and there's 3 of each kind, so it's a little bit more, 20, but it's still really, really nice because, the kids get more practice in identifying the differences. So after that, then we have our discussion board. This is kind of nice because each student can kind of see, what's going on in the classroom, and as an educator, you can see the students' answers, and then you can see the questions, and then you can make the students' answers known. So we decided to say, make your own example of literary device. And so if they decided to do an idiom, the next student couldn't do an idiom unless all the different definitions were taken care of, because it will overlap, eventually. But that was really nice. So if we go back, then we have our final quiz, which we both made together. It's more of a simple quiz, just because they got a lot of practice with the worksheets and stuff, that we decided to make the quiz just a teeny bit easier. And just to kind of help them, start grade a little bit, but they should definitely be able, from going through the remediation, they should be able to know what exactly the answers are, and they're very cool. And then if we go back, the directions are at the top. So yeah, that's kind of what we decided to do. And then for UDL guidelines and engagement, we decided that it's kind of fun. It's a cool looking classroom in general. So at first it just makes the students interested, and then engaging the students is our videos. It'll make them definitely more interested in what they're learning about, just because it's relevant to them now. For action and expression, you can use a discussion post, so they can make their own little things and their devices, and then it says at the bottom right here, while working through the material, if you're having trouble with it, add a comment. And so when that happens, you can then take that student, talk with them individually, or talk to the class about difficulties that they might be having in the classroom. And how it scaffolds learning is that we already took a quiz and they didn't do too well on it, and so going through this again is just going to make their the things, make them know the literary devices better in general. So that's really good. And then when they go and take their Ohio testing in the spring, it'll be very nice, because I have had a lot of practice with it. And then I really want to do anything different with Classroom, because it's very known and it's perfect for each student. And it's very, very easy to use application wise for teachers and educators. So that's great. And then I definitely would use this tool in my classroom, just because I actually used it all throughout high school and it was so easy to work with. So that's great. And it's such an accessible tool because everybody uses Google. But that said, that's all I have. So thanks.